Hey everybody, welcome out to the Dice Tower. My name is Chris Yee.
And my name is Joey Evans.
And we are both very blatantly opposed to zombies.
Zombie!
Yeah, I am staunchly anti-zombie. How about yourself?
I am pro-zombie.
Oh, okay.
But
Interesting.
I love the cranberries.
Oh, you got me there. So this here
okay.
is from Trick or Treat Studios, a game called Zombie Mania, which is a reprint of a 2013, I think, earlier release that was harder to find in the States. A Reiner Knizia dice game called Zombie Mania at the time. Actually.
Okay. All right.
So this is just a new printing of it. I didn't realize that, but we got this one in here. I like push your luck dice games a lot.
I do too. I like push your luck any games. And push your luck dice games I like especially because they're very quick normally.
Right, very quick, very tactile, fun to do. So we're going to show you how this one plays, and then we'll give you our thoughts on Zombie Mania.
Arr. Well, anyway, zombie.
Here's Zombie Mania set up on the table. This is for a 3-player setup where these are the player boards here. This is the graveyard. The point of the game is that we're rolling dice, trying to get rid of our zombies either to the graveyard or sticking them on other players' boards. Whatever it is, we just want none on our board. When it comes our turn, if we start our turn with no zombies on our board, then we have 1. This comes with a single sheet of rules because it's an incredibly simple game. What you're doing is doing a little bit of push your luck type of stuff here where you roll the dice. These are the red zombies, green, and blue zombie sides. Then there are 3 other special sides. There's a tombstone, a doubler, and a house symbol. Every time you roll, if you don't roll any zombie symbols, then you bust and you skip your turn. You must keep at least 1 zombie symbol, and then you can keep any additional dice that you would like to. So I'll keep this tombstone, I'll keep the 2 red zombies here, and then maybe I'll just keep rolling from here. So you can keep rolling nigh indefinitely, but you're trying to get doubles of whatever it is that you're going for, because if you don't get doubles, then they don't activate. I continue rolling here, and this is a great example. I am so good at this game. So, once you have decided to stop rolling, you then have to look. If you have at least 2 tombstones, you are now eligible to get rid of zombies from your board. How many you can get rid of depends on the other die rolls here, but you always have to have at least 2 tombstones. For a pair of blue zombie symbols, you can get rid of 1. For a pair of green zombie symbols, you can get rid of 1. And for a pair of red ones, it shows 2 on the dice there, sharing a nice intestine together, so you can get rid of 2. But let's say that my other dice over here instead showed these houses. What this means is I would only be able to get rid of 1 and 2 zombies, but I could give them to a single other player because I have the pair of houses. Or if I had this pair of the doubler symbol, you see the little peace sign there, that means I can double whatever I do here. So I could get rid of 2 plus 1 zombie, but I could do that twice. So there you go. That's all it is. You pass the dice to the next player. They start rolling, pushing their luck, locking dice, and trying to get the tombstones and the pairs of stuff and get rid of their board first. If you start your turn with all of the zombies off of it, then you're the winner.
Okay, so that was a very great overview. I mean, it was incredible.
I'm doing this one, not you.
Oh, that's fine. I guess you guys know how to play now. All right. so that's the overview.
Yeah, very simple. There's very few rules in the game. When I first pulled it out, and I was like, "Where's the fold in where's the unfold in the paper?" Like, nope, it's a sheet of rules. And yet, I enjoy many games that have just a very simple rule set. You could almost describe it as simplistic. And I'm not sure how I feel about the idea, though, the fact that with this game, if you just don't roll tombstones, like you just don't really do much.
Yeah, and it really comes down. There's not a lot of mitigation. I mean, there are times in any game really that you roll and you're like, huh, that's perfect. you're like really good at this. Yeah. So, but really, the whole fact that it's a 20-minute game or should be,
yes,
helps.
It does, right? And so if I have a turn where I don't roll the 2 tombstones, I have everything else set up perfect. And sometimes it's on me because I get a few reds there, and I'm like, well, I'll keep both of those clearly. When you store more things off of a roll, you're giving yourself fewer dice to roll next. So sometimes it's on me, and sometimes it's not. And yet, it's a 20-minute game.
It is, and there were moments on it that, like any push your luck, that I enjoy. Is when I played with you, I think I was like, hey, you know what? I'm going to take this one die because if it gets the perfect side, then I have just won the game. I could just get 6 or whatever removed from my, and it won't normally happen because those odds say 1 in 6, they're not. It's not.
Yeah, the odds say 1 in 6 until you need it to be.
Right, it's not going to be that. But again, now component-wise, these are really oddly fun.
They're having these like click-clacky kind of plastic or acrylic zombies. I was expecting them to be not this nice.
No, these are actual ivory. They're not.
They're not.
They're not.
But it does bother me that they do not... Oh, I found one. Oh my god!
Okay. They actually don't normally... They don't normally stand up.
Yeah, most of these struggle to stand up. I found the 2 in the box that apparently do.
Oddly enough, they're made where they should. They do not stand up at all. Okay, I'm a fan of this artwork, by the way. So anyway, component-wise, they're good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They're inconsistent on whether they stand up or not.
No, yeah.
The artwork is super busy. It's super oversaturated, and it's kind of like a late 80s, 90s comic book kind of look to it.
It is.
And so you'll feel how you feel about that.
Yeah.
I personally like it because it's such a goofy game overall.
It really is. Now, talking player count-wise.
This is, I think, going to be one of the most important parts about this, yes.
And where do you stand on player count?
More is worse.
It really, really is. And to the point to where 5 is just, is brutal.
It can, because sometimes someone can just win, right? But
That's true.
The fact that you don't win until your turn starts with no zombies on your board means that people obviously say, oh, well, abandon the strategy of getting rid of the most zombies. Just roll the houses and throw them on Chris's board.
Right, yeah.
And so, with higher player count, it's more likely that will happen. And there's no shifting about the difference between a 2-player game and a 5-player game. There's no rules differences. In 5 players, you're just more likely going to get zombies dumped on you.
Right, and that's and 2 players, you're just going back and forth, and it's fairly quick on 2 players. It's very quick.
It's really quick, yeah. I think 3 is kind of a nice sweet spot where you get to kind of laugh with more friends and everything. 4 is a little bit long, and then 5 has the issue where it could become interminable.
Right.
And so, yeah, player count I think is probably the biggest weakness for this. And the second one is that there's very few choices.
There really is. I mean...
But the choices you have are fun.
Yeah. Occasionally you have that push your luck and it's like, ooh, you could go for it. And I like that. Go for it.
Yeah. So score-wise, how are you going to come down on Zombie Mania?
I'm coming down, actually probably, I don't know if it's going to be higher than you, but I'm coming down to 7 on this.
Okay.
Just because I like it for what it is. You can't sit down expecting some big game with meat. This right here is going to be a fun one into the night. You guys are done with your heavy games tonight. You're like, hey, let's run through this. It is practically a beer and pretzels game because you'll sit there and you're like, give me 90 seconds and you got it. And you're just like, there, and there it is. You pretty much, I think the way you taught me, you pretty much do your turn.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then it's your turn. You now know it. There's something to be said about a game like that.
So I'm actually coming in exactly at a 7 as well.
Okay.
Because I do recommend this, right? I don't know what the full retail price is on it. You get some nice components and stuff out of it, whether the zombies stand up or not.
Right.
But laying down, it looks cool and everything. But I still have fun.
I do too.
Sometimes with a game that you almost turn your brain off, but you just need it operating at 7%.
Yep.
And that's fine. That's fine because I play this with my kid, and she had a lot of fun with it. We played it back-to-back because she's like, let's run that again. I lost 12 zombies on my board to her 0, and I still had fun. Right? If you're okay with a game that's going to happen occasionally, that's fine. It reminds me a little bit of Zombie Dice, which is the little game that comes with a small cup, that I think is a classic, and I prefer that one. But this one is going to have its distinct other type of charm as well, where you're fighting off the zombie. You occasionally get to throw things on other players, that little bit of interaction that other games like Zombie Dice don't have. So, for that reason, I can still recommend this one.
And there's something about pushing your luck in a game that you'll probably have a 80% chance of blowing it.
Absolutely.
In a game that's 20 minutes. Because you're like, I'm going to lose this or win it on this roll. And you're fine.
Exactly.
I like that.
So there you go. A seal of approval with a high score of a 7 for us here at the Dice Tower for Zombie Mania. Reiner Knizia, little dice chucker. Thanks so much for coming out to this review. My name's Chris Yee.
I'm Joey Evans.
Have fun fighting the zombies.
Balanced.
That's probably too loud.
Hey folks, thanks for watching another one of our videos. If you like our videos, if you like our channel, you would love to game with us at one of our conventions. Check out Dice Tower Cruise, Dice Tower East, and Dice Tower West. Fantastic conventions where we play games with wonderful people, a humongous library, and lots of other events and stuff. Also, don't forget to check out our channel, like and subscribe. I'm Tom Bassel.
Roll the zombies. None of them are standing.
Oh, you have to say Mahjong. That's when you win.